ad blockers are not allowed on YouTube. Uh-oh. Here we go. It looks like you may be using an ad blocker. Ads allow YouTube to be used by billions worldwide. You can go ad-free with YouTube Premium, and creators can still get paid from your subscription. So there it is. You can just close it. Yep. Yeah, you can close it. And this is the way they do it, right? So they're not just gonna flip a switch, right? They're gonna do this slowly. And eventually, you're gonna have to watch ads. That's what's gonna happen. These fucking assholes have ads in the middle of songs now. Well, I don't know about that. It depends. They're cooking. They'll eventually make it impossible. There it is. I'll read some of the comments. People like frogs in the pot. Well, here's the thing, right? I'll just pay for a VPN. I mean, okay. I mean, couldn't they just make it to where you can't access something with a VPN? Like, I've gone to a website that you can't go to if you have a VPN on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What would a VPN change? Yeah, what would a VPN change? Oh, VPNs. So like they actually do change ads. They do. Because like if you're going to like Brazil with a VPN, you're going to get an ad for somebody in Brazil, right? Naturally. So yeah. It's your location. Because like, for example, like each ad targets different groups of people. So like, for example, if you are in Madagascar, you're probably not going to get an advertisement for American McDonald's, right? It's just probably not going to happen. So if you go to Madagascar and there are no ads that advertisers have put under the list of countries that they want their ads shown to, they don't want anybody in Madagascar seeing these ads because nobody there has maybe any money or like whatever the fuck, right? Or like some other shit country. I don't even know if Madagascar is a shit country or not, but like I'm pretty sure there's plenty of them where there's like no advertising being done in those countries because the people there don't have any fucking money. So that's why people use VPNs to go to other countries so they can avoid the ads. It's because ads are only programmed to be shown in certain parts of the world. That's it. So that's a good point. You can set up your uBlock filter regarding this. Has worked for me so far. I want to say, guys, that so I'm going to say two things, and they might be contradictory. Hopefully people can understand the difference. If you are a very savvy internet user, you will probably be able to avoid seeing ads. But most people, and in general, ad block will eventually be a thing of the past. And that's the truth. Because at a certain point, most people will probably just opt to just deal with it. Just watch the ad and not complain. Everybody says, oh, not me, I won't do that. Yes, you will if it takes longer than watching the ad. And there will always be some people that don't do it. But here's the truth. As much as people complain about Twitch showing a bunch of ads and things like this, it doesn't actually affect people's viewership. People say they hate the amount of ads that are on Twitch, but whenever I look at the amount of people that are, people that are playing ads, it does, then show me the numbers that it does. Then show me the numbers, because I don't think the numbers reflect that viewpoint. I want to say also, like, I don't really care about this whole thing like, oh, well, I click off. Well, who cares about you? There's 1 million people on the website. Why would they make decisions based off of one person? The truth is that I don't get ads no more on mobile. I get ads on mobile. I get ads on mobile a pretty good amount. So don't trust a specific, you have it fake. Yeah, there you go. Depends on the streamer. We are leaving the channel as the ad starts. But this is a viewer power fantasy. Every single observable metric that I have available to me shows that that is not the case. So I understand, yeah, there's no we, that's an I. You say, I am leaving the channel. That's fine. You're making the same argument as voting. If one vote doesn't affect you in the grand scheme of things, but it's a principle that if you affect, you have theoretically infinite amount of me's, then it matters. What I'm saying is that... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Let me address this. All right. With voting, you're right. And also, you are right. You are absolutely right. That if everybody did something, it would happen. But they don't. They don't do it. So it doesn't really matter what, like, theoretically, and theoretically this could happen. Well, that's not real, is it? This is just theoretical. Yeah, the metric doesn't show what's not there. Well, I think it kind of does. Honestly, I think it never affects newer streamers, and the older ones, data for up-and-coming streamers is different. Not sure, just my theory. I don't really think that it's that big of a difference, man. Yeah, do a poll to see how many people click off of a stream if an ad plays. I think a lot of people say that they click off of a stream as soon as an ad plays, but I don't think that they actually do it. I think that they say they do it because they get mad about ads and they like to talk about how they don't watch stuff with ads, but I don't think that they actually do it. You're wrong? No, I'm not. I'm not wrong. The way that I can prove that I'm not wrong is that I can look at the data of different streamers who run a bunch of ads and what their viewership is like before an ad and after an ad. And running an ad, even like a 2-minute ad, does not translate to a quantifiable amount of people leaving the stream that exceeds just the normal ebb and flow of people just leaving and coming into a stream. And that's it. People leave and come back. Yeah, they might leave for like 5 minutes and then they come back and then it's just the same. Go look at the data then. Now you're talking about hypotheticals you criticized 2 minutes ago. What data? What data do you want me to use? What data would you like me to use? For example, Kai and Aiden Ross run 3 minutes of ads non-stop. Have you watched their streams? They spam the fuck out of ads. No. Okay, so then, all right, well, look into it. No, because of that. Yeah, exactly. Are their streams dying? No, they're not. There it is. People don't leave after the ad gets played. They just wait until the ad is over. That's it. People watching on their monitor, gaming, probably don't click off. Since I usually watch on mobile, I close the stream or the app entirely if an ad happens. So here is my experience as a person who has done YouTube and Twitch and all of these things over the last, Jesus Christ, almost 10 years. People are much more accepting of ads than they used to be. Back in 2015, or 2014, the amount of people that I had watching me that had ad block on was between 75 and 80% of people. No? I'm not, no. This isn't a no situation. This is me expressing my, like, this is what I've experienced. This is my opinion. This is my, like, this isn't my, this is data. This is actual data. Yeah, these are statistics. This isn't a no situation. It's data. Nowadays, we have only like 40 to 60% of people that are using ad block. So the amount of people that have been using ad block has gone down by almost half. A lot of people use less ad block because they don't work anymore. Exactly. And did they stop watching? No, they didn't. In fact, more people kept watching. Ad block works just fine. Well, it depends on which one it is. Those that are here won't click off when an ad pops up. Only people that entered the stream and instantly see an ad will leave. That's a barrier to entry and people will follow the path of least resistance. Yeah, I think pre-roll ads are bad too, but that's like kind of a separate issue. But yeah, I agree with that. I think it's because of more phone users. You're right, there are more phone users. But the truth is that if phone users are willing to watch YouTube on their phone because, like they want to, and they're looking at ads on their phone, that means that those people are still accepting ads, right? I mean, fundamentally, they're still accepting ads. So if they're doing it, I think that kind of proves my point, is that people are willing to do it if they're on mobile. I just leave an ads come back, then I come back later, they're so fucking loud compared to the stream. Sometimes they are, yeah, you're right. It's more like a lot of people are increasingly having access to the internet, and not everyone comes from a place of high-tech knowledge for this to be the common norm. Yes, exactly. And so this is really what's gonna happen, okay? Is that right now, obviously, a lot of people, almost everybody nowadays is on the internet, right? And so what's going to end up happening is you're going to have people that it becomes harder and harder and harder to ad block. And why do I think this is going to be the case? Because it is Google's entire business model to make you see ads. Like, there are billions of dollars riding on the ability for you to have to see ads. There are people that are working at this very moment on solutions to make you see ads. There is a massive profit incentive for these people to shut down ad blocks and to make them not work. Now, does that mean that you will always have to see ads if you are a super savvy tech user? Probably not. But it will become so intrusive and so annoying to remove the ads that most people will opt to just let it happen. Because having to change some sort of source code, put this stuff into their information, like, what the fuck? Well, how many people do you think are really going to do this? Nobody is going to fucking do this. Like, and that's the truth. And I know people are going to say, oh, everybody's going to do it. No, they're not. This is just, again, it's internet delusion. These are people who are thinking that they are actually the majority. It's insane. Most people that use the internet and watch YouTube videos are the laziest fucks in the world. Do you think that they're actually going to sit there and change this stuff? Absolutely not. So yes, it's the resistance, exactly. And so if you're resisting this kind of stuff, you will probably be able to do it for the indefinite future. But what I'm saying is that think of it like a race. And if you're running down a track and somebody puts one hurdle in front of you, you can jump over that hurdle and finish the race, right? But every single additional hurdle that they put in front of you, there are going to be less people that are going to be jumping over each single time. Whether it's, let's say half the people jump over at one hurdle and only a third of people jump over at 3 hurdles, let's say. And eventually you put so many hurdles in the way that the people that make it to the finish line are such a small percentage that it's inconsequential, and you have conditioned the general population into accepting a certain activity. And that's what happens. And that's what's going to happen. I'll tell you right now, I've been saying it for years. People told me whenever I said this was going to happen 3 years ago, they said I was crazy, I was insane, it would never happen. It's happening now. Go back and watch my videos about it. Anybody could have predicted this. I'm not Nostradamus. This is common sense. Cybersecurity engineer, I know for a fact you don't know what you're talking about is more easy than what you think. Stop making a big deal out of this. Is easy. Okay. How do you do it? I'm excited. Love you, Daddy. Don't ban me. I'll just time you out. I'm sure it's easy for you as a cybersecurity engineer to know how to do it. How many of you guys have worked help desk? IT help desk. You guys ever done this before? How many times has there been something that you thought was easy, but in fact, for many people, it wasn't that easy? Every time? Yes. Yes. There it is. There it is. I don't know if it affects viewership. However, to live in an infinite growth capitalism, there will be a point where YouTube serves too many ads and it will cause viewers to leave. Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I don't think it's really at that level. I personally don't think that the ads on YouTube are intrusive or problematic. I really don't think so. Like, they ask you to watch a 15-second ad, and most of the ones that are longer than that, you can just skip after 5 seconds. I think this is extremely reasonable. It is. It is a free service that is providing top quality video content for no charge whatsoever, that has an algorithm that feeds you videos that you like seeing. I think this is extremely reasonable. And it's hosting all of these videos. You can upload your own videos. I think this is extremely fucking fair. They sell information? No. You can watch YouTube without an account. Ads in the middle of a song, though? Yeah, that's stupid. But the people that put the ads in the middle of the song, that's not YouTube. That's the individual who made the music. I'll read a few more comments. True, ad blocks will always win. A few geniuses working for a company versus millions of nerds and geniuses. I think that the people that have this perspective really don't understand how many resources and how many tools. This is a cope. Yeah, it's a massive cope. It's like, again, it's like an internet user power fantasy. Like, I'll give you a great example of this. Look at Reddit. Do you remember when Reddit made the API changes and everybody got mad about it? Do you remember whenever Twitter made the massive changes and they got rid of everything and nothing happened? Do you remember whenever YouTube got rid of the dislike button and nothing happened? It's so astonishing to me that people actually think that they're smarter than these multi-billion-dollar companies that have their entire business plan dedicated to solving this problem. You actually think that you're gonna figure it out over them. We got the extension, man. That's just crazy. Let's see here. Without software geniuses choose to work on this sort of thing. Only the ad block side has geniuses. You really think that the people... Dude, what? What are these people thinking? Oh my god. Jesus. Which beat it. Yeah, what's this here, guys? Whenever your Ubok origin stops working, all you need to do is this. I'm telling you guys, like, Ubok origin's still working fine for me. Yeah, mine works just fine too. YouTube ads in every single video I look at now. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't see why they offer a super simplified version of YouTube Premium that's cheap and only offers no ads. I actually think this is a great idea too. That's what they should do as well. Switch to Brave browser if you want to avoid ads. Couldn't they just block people seeing things from a certain browser? I'm pretty sure they can. No, they can, but that would get them sued. No, it wouldn't. How would it get them sued? Antitrust? I doubt it. I think that the truth is that I think the government would actually side with Google in this circumstance. Because, like, what basically what they're saying is that... So you think about it, right? Is that wrong? I disagree. So the reason why, and I'm talking about the US, right? I don't know what the EU laws are. I'm not sure. But if the reason why people are using a service is because they don't want to, like, they're basically using it to bypass the monetization of something. I think that that's, if they want to block that, they're totally fine to do it. I do. Because the website couldn't exist if they were doing that. Everybody couldn't exist. It would be impossible. Google is their biggest earner. Yeah, it's not going to not going to block. They're going to sue Google. YouTube is not essential. It's a service. You choose to watch with ads or not. You're not entitled to YouTube. Yeah, I think that's probably true too. But let's see here. I'll read a few more of these. They ever stop my ad blocker? I'm just going to find another place to watch random dumb shit. Does anybody believe this? Does anybody actually believe that this is going to happen? No. No. Again, this is what I think is going to happen. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know. I think that this is going to become more and more common. The ad block stuff. There are a lot of people who are very adamant about the idea that if they stop allowing people to use ad block, that people will stop using the website. Based off of all the data that I have acquired through my career as being a content creator, all of the data that I have observed through not only being a content creator, but actually I went to college for business administration. I understand how to read statistics, etc. Every single graph I have seen, every single metric that I have seen, every single thing that I have seen does not prove that there is a correlation. Nothing proves so far that there is a correlation with having pre-roll ads or ads even on Twitch with lower viewership. Not a single thing that I've seen. And again, I think that there will always be a way to get rid of ads if you are an extremely savvy user. If you know a lot about tech and you know a lot about programming and how to use these extensions and how to remove caches. Like, for example, do you remember whenever, for example, I went to, I think it was like Forbes, it might have been another website, and it's not loading right now, and it put like a paywall up in front of me, and then I just opened the cached version and I read the article anyway. Do you guys remember whenever I did that? And everybody in the chat was like, wow, what the fuck? I can't believe he did that. I never knew you could do that. So guess what? Most people don't fucking understand this shit. And I think that if you actually worked help desk anywhere, which I did, man, was that an eye-opener. I've worked help desk before. You cannot even imagine how stupid some people are with computers. It is scary. So you're right that maybe as a super invested internet user, you will be able to avoid watching ads. But in a general sense, ad blockers, I think, will one day become a thing of the past. Different websites and different stores will no longer make them compatible with different browsers. People will be unwilling to use random browsers because they just don't know what they are, and the established browsers are much more trusted, and people don't trust things on the internet. It's just, there are a lot of things that are going to come together. People are just less tech savvy, I think, in general on the internet than they were 10 years ago because the internet is much more normie nowadays. My HR manager had to look at what directions batteries go. Yeah, there you go. But one point is that you don't understand ad block works in the background. It's reduced multiple hurdles to having that one add-on. Okay, so then what happens whenever people like Google make Chrome? By the way, just so you guys understand this, Chrome is 63% of the worldwide internet market share in September 2023. So what happens whenever Chrome is shit, though? It doesn't matter. And also Safari is second. Edge is fifth. Look at this. Fucking massive. Now, I use Firefox. I've always used Firefox. Apparently, nobody else uses this anymore. So if you're Google and you make a change like this, it's going to affect everybody. So why would Google want people to download something that hurts their business model? This change won't bother normies since they don't give a fuck about this kind of stuff. Exactly. And that's what I think is going to happen. This is going to become increasingly more common. I think everybody hates ads. But the degree that everybody hates ads, I think, is overstated. Most people, and this is, again, backed up by very large amounts of data that I have seen. You can look at streamers that run a lot of ads versus streamers that don't run a lot of ads. There is no tangible viewer difference whenever that happens. There is a viewer power fantasy that exists that if you run ads or you do sponsored streams or something like that, we are going to stop watching you. What I have learned over the last 10 years is that is not a we, that is a me. And most of the times, it's not even a me, it's just a lie. They're going to sit there and they're going to complain, and then they're going to eat it and they're going to deal with it. And they might complain a couple of times, and then eventually they let it happen. And that is how it happens. Every single time. Once again, it's a good time to be a tech geek. It always is. Yep, there we go. I'll read a few more of these, and then I want to move on. I agree on that. There's a share of a market that doesn't want to see ads, and that's true as well. Well, they don't want to see ads. Okay, well then what's the... You have to understand the logic behind this, right? There is so much money behind making you see ads versus there being no money behind making you not want to see ads. So what do you think's going to win out? Billions of dollars of advertising revenue or a few nerds that don't want to watch a 15-second ad? Come on. They're going to figure it out. YouTube also has a premium model that's ad-free, so it makes sense for them to implement this change since they're losing money off the top from ad blockers. From a normie's perspective, if it bothers them, they'll just buy a premium version. That is true, man. Absolutely. What's great about ad range is this isn't a new fucking model. Yep, you're right about that. And it was a question who paid for their ad blocker. Well, usually they're free to download, man. And that's it. Let's see here. Based on the numbers, do you even lose a single percentage of viewers off of ads? Do you even lose 1% of viewers off of ads? No. But maybe. It's very hard to say because like it's such a small number that there's like so much natural variance that exceeds 1%. It's hard to actually look at that 1% variance and decide, oh, that's why this happened. So it's like you can't isolate that variable. because it's too small and it's too granular with everything else that's happening at the same time. So I don't think so. What about really small streamers? They might have brand new viewers checking in, no, not the big ones. I've said before, I do think that pre-roll ads instantaneously are bad. Yeah, I think so. I want to apologize what I said earlier. I understand your point now. Completely agree with you. I also, however, want people to find ways to bypass that. Someone who's more tech savvy might create something and make it easier for those that aren't tech savvy, as we see in the case of ad blockers. Yes, we can. And I do think that, like, for example, like the Pirate Bay is a good example of this, right? Whenever the Pirate Bay went down and, like, you know, it was going down and up and down and up and, like, it lost popularity, I feel like a lot of people, like myself and, like, a number of other people that I know, stopped using it. And we stopped pirating because it was just annoying to go through other websites and they weren't really high quality websites. So you're right that, like, obviously people will try to promote stuff like this, but it's also up to Google to determine whether they allow those things to interact with their browser or not. Yeah, there were people, whenever LimeWire was removed, that stopped pirating content. So that's what I'm really trying to get at. Obviously, this is a topic. This is one of the topics that I love talking about because I have an opinion that a lot of people disagree with, and my opinion is right because of numbers, and other people are mad because the numbers don't agree with their opinion. And I just think it's funny whenever I talk about this stuff and people get pissed off about it. Well, Mouse, so cocky? I'm not cocky. I'm just experienced in being right. Just like I was 3 years ago whenever I said this was going to happen, and everybody said I was crazy. And you know what? In 3 years or 5 years from now, record this video, write it down, bookmark it, and let's come back to it. How about that? Your logic is right, but ad blockers will still win. By the power of friendship, I'm sure.